Hello guys, welcome to Steve Knows. I want to go over 10 multiplayer games that you can play on the Oculus Quest. I'm not going to be including Beat Saber multiplayer because that seems like a pretty obvious choice, but I'm going to choose some games that are some big titles that you can enjoy multiplayer in case you're new to virtual reality, and some random ones as well which I think are good games if you play them on their own or with a friend cooperatively that also have multiplayer as well. So there should be some variety here, at least something for you to enjoy. I love virtual reality online because VR is a platform that gives you such presence when you're playing online with people, and the fact that it's physical, it's like you're actually participating in some sort of sport or some action, depending on what kind of game you're playing and the person that you're embodying. I love VR. So, enough chin wagging, let's get started. HYPERDASH may be my favourite multiplayer title on the Quest, and it's currently free on SideQuest. I love the fast-paced action that this game provides and how vital team play actually is. With over 105,000 downloads on SideQuest, with a 4.9 out of 5 review, you do not want to give this game a miss. The game has a few game modes such as Domination, where you have to capture all 3 points of a map and hold them for a period of time. Another mode is Payload, where you have to get this cargo freight to the other side of the map, but it only moves if a team member is on it. The other team has to defend and tries to stop you progressing. That mode is so much fun and requires teamwork and coordination to do well. There is of course Deathmatch, which needs no introduction. The game also has rails around the map that you can grind on like something from Sonic Heroes, and a dash feature allowing you to evade or approach enemies tactically, which is of course where it gets its name from. When I put this game on, I will play until the headset dies. It is a true favourite of mine, and a nice touch is that it's crossplay for all VR headsets. PAVLOV. The sad story of PAVLOV is an upsetting one. It was coming to the official store, then it wasn't, then it was coming, then the names changed, and now I don't know what's going on, but it is available for free on SideQuest, and one of the best action multiplayer shooters on the system with nearly 300,000 installs, and it has that for a reason. This has a more rugged action run and gun approach to the genre, unlike some others on this list, comparable to Call of Duty, but for virtual reality, and if you've got this on Steam VR, you can actually play Call of Duty Zombies with a mod. PAVLOV has several game modes available, the typical that you get in an action shooter, but it also has zombies by default that you can play a friend with, and it's pretty hard. The game has realistic reloading mechanics that are different for every single weapon, so some training is required. And how fast you can reload becomes very important in game as you are praying and spraying down a horde of enemies and you need to reload fast. You can play with friends or strangers from around the world and have some epic FPS shooter fun. This is a great multiplayer shooter. Echo VR, one of the most loved online games on the platform from Ready at Dawn, and it is free. This is a sports game set in the future and seems to be inspired by Ender's Game. The game is like hockey, but in zero gravity, or perhaps a game of Quidditch for the young'uns. There are many social interactions in this game. There is a public lobby where you can hang out with people and practice your skills before jumping into a game, where you will compete against another team where you have to get this disc into the opponent's goal. Whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins. It becomes very apparent that if you don't play as a team, you're going to have a tough time winning, so communication and skill are paramount. It's a great feeling when you work like a well-oiled machine and score a goal, with a sprinkle of competitive talk with the other team. This game also runs at 90Hz on the Oculus Quest 2 for a much smoother experience. Some people may expect Echo Combat next as the natural progression, but apparently that's not coming. Sad times, but there is plenty here for you to enjoy right now. ONWARD from Coatsink and Downpour Interactive. This game has a different approach to the genre, the realistic action shooter, and has gone for realism over action. I always compare this game to Battlefield for those that haven't played it. It's slower paced and more tactical thinking is required. The game features realistic reloading mechanics for every single weapon as well. You don't have much health, so it's very easy to get taken out. You have to be careful and not walk out into the open. The game even has a drawing board of the map in the lobby for you to discuss with your team what the approach is going to be for your mission. Especially important when playing games like Uplink, where you have to disable the enemy satellite. This pre-game huddle becomes very important. This is a fun game for sure if you prefer these slower paced shooters that can resemble a real world terrorist situation much better instead of the classic run and gun that we're used to playing. Path of the Warrior. If you've been on this channel before, you may know that I love retro games. It's what I grew up with, and one of my favourites was Streets of Rage. So when Path of the Warrior hit the scene, I was ecstatic. This is a VR beat 'em up inspired by that classic. It offers a cooperative experience to play with a friend, and it is cross-buy. So the story is simple. The local gangs have unified and joined forces to take over the city, and the police are overwhelmed by the crime rates. So who can step in and save the city? You can. The game is split into stages where you and a buddy can beat up enemies by punching, kicking, throwing them into things, using creative weapons that are placed around the environment, and saving hostages. It's a simple premise, but a ton of fun with an art style that doesn't take itself too seriously. And at the end of each phase there is a boss battle, classic retro stuff. And it's packed with Easter eggs for you to find if you're an old school retro gamer. Pair up with a friend and save the city. What could go wrong? Population 1. This game has taken a nice chunk of the online community's VR playtime recently, and a game that should be a must play. But it seems like this title is Marmite. Some people hate it, some people love it. Pop 1 is a VR battle royale game that is currently to be played in teams of 3, battling against 6 other teams for that top position to be the last team standing. This forced way of teaming up, especially in the VR community because you guys are such legends, it's been overall pretty great. You get to meet some people from all over the world and make some virtual friends for future games. The game has simplified mechanics that other shooters do not have, such as reloading. This has a physical mechanic, but it's not the realistic approach as we've seen in other games. Also, swapping weapons is done by the press of a button rather than grabbing off your back or your holster, but it works for this style of game. This has a fun, wacky art style, there is tons of customization, it is a brilliant, wacky battle royale. Let's go get some W's. See you on the battlefield. Creed, a sporting title this time, but it's boxing, a fighting game that has been skinned with the likes of the Creed movies for Rocky fans. This is a great game where you're trying to box your way to the top and prove you're not overshadowed by your father's Apollo Creed's legacy. This game has boxing training phases where you can hit punch bags, hit combos to get ready for a fight, and act as a really good workout. But you also have matches that can be taken online and fight players from all over the world, bobbing and weaving, hooking and jabbing to be crowned the literal champion of the world. The game can get pretty intense, so after a nice long boxing match you may need to take 5 before diving in again. There's just something special about going toe to toe with someone else, and VR's physical medium makes this such a marvel. I do love this one, and it's cross-buy. Contractors, a new one that recently hit the Quest store. A long time coming as well, but it's here, and it takes the faster paced run and gun approach that was missing from the official store. With realistic reloading mechanics for each weapon, which there are over 30 of them, you will need to know your gun. This game you can compete in online competitive matches or play cooperatively with a friend to complete objectives, if you just want to keep it casual, or you can even go solo and train for these online battles. It has a hub area to explore, which is nice. Instead of just having a menu and pressing a button, you get to explore and walk around your hub. I like the variety of maps as well this game has. They've got something for every situation. There's a snowy mountains map, desert ruins, city streets, and this game is cross-play with the Rift platform, so you can be sure it doesn't suffer from that multiplayer curse. Death Horizon, a game that's been out a while, but it's gone from strength to strength since its release and has become a pretty great game on this system. Death Horizon, a zombie game that has a campaign that can be experienced cooperatively, and a horde mode if you want to play that with a friend. A virus has broken out in this underground facility, and you are plowing through the mess it has created. Playing through the campaign with a friend can make all the difference to an experience. Is what I loved about Halo and Gears of War when I first played those, and my opinion has not changed. You have the ability to climb in this game, so there is some traversal required. It's not just walk into a room and shoot things, and then move on to the next room. And with the two of you playing, one can take ranged zombies and one can take ones that are up close to protect each other. It creates a nice fun dynamic and it feels rewarding. It's a yes from me. Oh, and how could I forget? This game even supports B haptics, so if you've got some haptic gear, you can dive into this zombie game and have the most immersive experience possible. SAIRENTO, a game that I slated when it first came out with my review back when I started covering the Quest, has become a pretty great game after performance improvements, multiplayer updates, and visual improvements. This game lets you embody a ninja from the future set out to stop terrorists from, well, causing terror. It's an arena-based game where waves of enemies enter the arena and you'll have to kill them, but it's the little extra mechanics that they've added that makes this such fun. You can wall run, front flip, side flip, back flip, leap into the air dash, slide, and go zooming past enemies with swords equipped and slice them in two. There are tons of weapons available as well, such as ninja stars, nade launchers, machine guns, dual pistols, shotguns, a bow and arrow. All weapons also have the ability to be improved with unlockables. The ability to take this experience online and team up with friends to take all of these hordes, it can make you feel like a teenage ninja turtle from the future. Give this game a chance, it is great fun, and it may have been overshadowed by some other bigger titles. So that's it from me today, guys. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. I hope there was a game there you can now go try, go play, go and enjoy, go and make some new friends or play with some existing ones. Please subscribe to the channel because I've got tons more videos to come. Thanks to my patrons, you absolute legends. Happy gaming, guys. Good day.